Alrighty, welcome to another edition of the Weekly Recap. I think that's what we're calling this show with Teddy Panos and Danielle McFadden. I am your host, Teddy Panos, joined here in the InsideLowell studios by my co-host, Madame President Danielle McFadden. Also, Madame Insider, Danielle McFadden. I'm really...
Madame Insider.
Madame Insider. I kind of like that as a title for you.
I don't know about that. You're really trying to strip me of my title as president of the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce.
We need you as president of the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce for our business, but Inside Lowell needs you as Madame President for us as well. So just think about it.
Okay, I'll consider it, but I don't know.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How was your weekend? For those who don't know, we're recording this on Monday morning. Our weekly recap, still as unnamed.
I know. We need something more creative than that. We're both so creative, so whenever you say like weekly recap, I kind of cringe.
We're working
so generic.
We have our viewers, our commenters. They're already working on it.
Good,
as
please.
Well. So we'll get there one day. But for now, we'll just kind of call it the weekly recap.
All right, I guess. But please help us, please.
Yes, we'll give you some of the suggestions that have come in already. Some of them, worth considering, but we're still waiting for that one that really kind of says, all right, this is the winner, the moneymaker.
It hasn't come to me yet.
It'll come.
I hope so.
So you had a good weekend? Busy weekend?
Yeah, busy. The kids always keep things busy. They got their pictures taken yesterday, which was fun. So they were all dressed up in their holiday stuff and in front of the Christmas tree, and then just all kinds of fun little sets.
When do you send out your postcard? Are you one of these people you rush to get it out?
I try to put them in the mail the day before Thanksgiving, just to irritate a few people. Like I'll have a few people be like, "I hate you" when I get it. But it all depends on like when I get the pictures, and then so it probably won't happen this time.
One of my cousin's wives tries to time it so it actually gets delivered in the Friday mail the day after Thanksgiving. It's like a family competition with her and a couple of her sisters-in-law. So that's me. I never sent them. My wife, she sends them, but
they're so cute. Don't you love getting the cards of the kids though?
I do.
It's so much fun.
I do, but I hate sending them. It's a pain in the butt. The stress. I gotta get the cards out.
Yeah.
We're lucky if they arrive by Christmas Eve. The ones we send out.
Some people do them for like the New Year, so it really just depends on what works for people. But I save them all. So ever since I got married, I put a hole punch in each of them, and then I get like a ring, and then I put the year. So now every year we take out the cards, and they're all bunched together according to year. And
nice.
It's so fun to go through them.
Very good. Hey, we got a crazy week here at
every week is great. Every day at Inside Lowell is a great day. How many times have you heard that from me?
It really is. But we were just chatting before I hit the record button this morning that we're at close to 7,000 viewers, unique viewers. That's individual viewers on our website, and our 90-day Facebook thing is well over 26,000 at this point, and it just seems to be climbing. I still want to know why we're so big in Ireland. What the heck happened that we have so many people like following us in Ireland?
It must just be my last name, even though my maiden name is French. Sorry, Ireland.
Thank you, Adam.
I am a Bergeron.
Thank you for your contribution, Adam. But it ticks me off because here I am. I've got all this family in Greece, and they're out there. They're liking my photos and writing in Greek. So I have to really struggle to translate it in my brain about my kids and this and that. And not a single Inside Lowell click from Greece.
None. Nothing. Nada.
I almost want to rant on Facebook. What's the matter with you people? Support me over here.
So that can be the goal for this week.
One person from Greece.
Yes, just one. That's it. It's not that hard. Come on, guys.
If you're watching right now and you are Greek and you have family or visitors in Greek, tourists in Greece, send them a note. Say, would you please just click on InsideLowell.com? Teddy needs it. Teddy's really, I'm embarrassed. We've got Brazil, we've got Portugal, we've got the United Kingdom, we've got
Africa.
We've got the whole planet.
Yeah. And do we have any from Asia yet?
All right. Maybe that could be goal number 2.
There we go.
Goal number 2. First, it's the Greeks. It's all about being Greeks.
Well, of course.
It's
only natural.
But we want to thank everybody for their support. It's been amazing. Could never have imagined. I know. I just wanted to do some social media posts. You were the ones with the big ideas, but you were right. This is really taken off, and it seems like the weekends in particular Sunday is a big viewing day for us.
I've noticed. So Teddy has become a Google Analytics geek as well.
Right here on my little home screen. Here I am.
So every morning I'll go on and just look, and it seems like a lot of people are now in the morning, like one of the first things they're doing is going to the site. It's like one of the websites that you go to when you wake up for news, which is really exciting. And then last night, we were posting on social media Frank McCabe's article about Chinese food, and don't lose his number if you don't like Chinese food. And then Andrew McCabe did a guest column on the best sandwich in Lowell. And these are the things that people want to talk about. Like this is what we connect with, just this sense of community.
Yep. People love nostalgia. People love food. You start talking about what's your favorite sandwich, what's the best sandwich in Lowell, and our comments are going through the roof. I haven't even included those in our weekly commentary recap. We'll have to get some of those into next week.
So what if I did an article on best vegan meals throughout Lowell? What do you think?
Well,
how many clicks will we get?
All 5 of you who are vegans. Actually, that's kind of become trendy, hasn't it? When you started on this vegan path, you were kind of a lone wolf.
I am a pioneer.
I call Jack Mitchell a pioneer.
I am the vegan pioneer.
The vegan pioneer, Danielle McFadden over there. But great week. Thank you to everybody. And thank you to our sponsors as well. Grew by 2 last week. Since our last recap, we had Christopher's Towing, which has locations in Chelmsford, but also in Lowell. They joined the Inside Lowell family, and of course the Stones Hospitality Group, our friend Scott Plath, who's contributed some content between Cobblestones in Lowell, Moonstones in Chelmsford, and Stones Social. They've also hopped aboard the Inside track here. If you want to become a sponsor of Inside Lowell, you want to email me, teddypanos at InsideLowell.com, or here's my chance to show you our new toy from last week. Put this in the weekly recap, our whiteboard. Just
wow.
Sales at InsideLowell.
Next time I'm writing, I'm doing the
yeah. My wife always makes fun of. She wanted to write the microphone numbers on this. She said
I could tell when the first time I sat down, I'm like, that looks really pretty. It's in silver. It's nicely written. So thank you, Riley.
She knows my limitations. So all I can do is talk and annoy people. She's like, let me handle that stuff. But thank you to all of our sponsors, Spectacle Live, the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce. That's you, Madame.
Oh, it is?
President.
That's still me?
For now. We'll steal you to Inside Lowell. IBEW 2321, Real Estate Ray Booton, Lowell Lock and Key, Stellar Web Studios, who designed the InsideLowell.com website, the Mill City Festival Fund, more on them in a couple of moments, Phil Tebow Architect, Unitas Community Center, and the Merrimack Valley Wi-Fi Pro. Thank you to all of you for helping support us, for supporting local media, and for believing in us right from the get-go. If you want to be a sponsor, you can email me, teddypanos at InsideLowell.com, or go right to sales at InsideLowell.com. I wanted to put something new on the whiteboard because the election results are kind of dated right now, aren't they?
Very clever.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Again, I'm not the most creative person. Somebody will find something better to do with that whiteboard. I'm really worried about batch.
I was just going to say, don't say throw that out as a challenge. Say very creative.
Yeah, I'm really worried about the Beers with Batch podcast.
My goodness.
And where that whiteboard is going to go.
Just picture the stuff that's going to go on there.
But we debuted it for our election night coverage. We had live election night results from 7 till 10:30. On Tuesday night, we were actually, I think we were the first to call the state rep race for Rodney Elliott over Zozuniku. Even got Rodney Elliott to call in, so we've incorporated some phone technology. The text line is coming soon. That was fun. And then we did an election recap show with Asa Stutz, where we speculated on your political future. Any announcements?
No announcements. I have nothing.
No?
Teddy.
All right. Just, we're throwing it out there. Just
Thank you.
If you get a chance to watch our election recap from Wednesday morning, Danielle's name figured in there. She was busy in her meeting over there, so she ignored Asa and I.
I ignored you guys by design.
Very intelligent. But we did have some commentary came in. Bob, I believe from Lowell, wrote, enjoyed watching your election coverage, able to watch on my TV via YouTube. Sometimes technology is a blessing, better than the Boston stations or national coverage.
Where's like the horn or the bell or something? I mean, what an awesome comment.
See, I forgot to break out the props here. We got a bell, we got a horn. There you go.
I'll take the horn.
I'll
Trust me with this.
I'll man the bell. But thank you, Bob.
amazing.
We appreciate you watching. To our knowledge, now that makes 2 people who watched us on their big screen TV.
Yeah, Michaela
on YouTube. Our insider, Michaela Hondras McCarthy, sent me a photo of her big screen and our election coverage. But that's something we pride ourselves on here. Our news coverage, breaking news stories, announcements, our coverage, our analysis. We have a very experienced team that's been covering the local political scene for a long time. So we're pleased by that. And we're pleased that you appreciated it, Bob. Thank you very much. Speaking of our political team, last week we added another insider.
Yes.
Mary Burns.
That's a big one.
We teased it. We teased it in last week's recap. We announced Jim Campanini, who did his first Gratefully Yours podcast with us. But then we said, there's something else coming. And Mary Burns, who was kind of Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor Polito's right-hand person here in the city of Lowell, she is joining our team, and she will be contributing some writing, some podcasting, and her expert commentary as well. Excited for that.
It's so exciting because this, Inside Lowell is really reflective of so many different views. It's great, right?
Plus, she's kind of leans towards my side.
Right, exactly, which is great.
I'm outnumbered by you snowflakes. Notice how I included you in that?
I know, it's fine. I'm not a snowflake, but it's fine. Whatever.
But we call it, we want to give a little something for everybody out there. And
I think we are.
I think you can find, if there's whatever the topic, whatever the political thing, you can find somebody who agrees with you, shares your views. And that's that was one of the missions of this was to kind of see if the middle of the road really is political roadkill, as the politicians like to tell you. I don't know. I'm guessing by our following so far, we may be disproving that theory.
And also, it's just showing that people are so connected to the community, and so I think you're more willing to look at somebody else's point of view if you feel connected to them and to the community. And I
hope so.
And that's what's happening on the site, which is really exciting.
We need more of that. We need less of this. Yes. Everybody retreating to their corners, and we need more. Come together. We battle. We have our disagreements. We go out. We vote. And then the day after, we kind of try to get back together and ultimately do what's best for our community. By the way, we've got a couple of things that we're going to tease getting ahead to today. We're going to give you our weekly advice. 1 week it was parenting advice. This week we're going to give you some very practical advice based on Danielle's life experiences.
I don't think we should call this like our advice. I think we should call this like the Danielle Hot Mess Express or something.
You said it, not Danielle is a hot mess.
I will always keep it real.
Danielle is a hot mess. That's coming up. Plus, we will also tell you today's a very big day.
It's the biggest day.
It's a huge day, and you've even brought some samples to commemorate.
I have. Are we doing this now?
No, we're gonna.
Okay, all right.
We're saving that.
Okay.
Let's get to some of the comments though. We had a ton of great content. And you'll be able to kind of recap all of it if you become part of the in crowd by subscribing to our Inside Lowell subscribers list. Now, Karen in Tewksbury had a question, said, do you have a subscription option?
No.
You can become a subscriber by getting that e-blast. But in terms of, are you going to have to pay for our content? No. Nope.
No paywall.
No paywall.
We are not building a wall.
All right. No wall.
No wall.
You'll be able to view all of our content for free. We're fortunate to have some very generous sponsors who have been able to help us make that possible, and we anticipate many more to come. But no, Karen, and no anybody else who's been asking, we will not have paid content on our website. It will be free for everybody out there to enjoy and to learn about their community. Again, if you go to our website, InsideLowell.com, you can subscribe, get the weekly e-blast, the periodical ones, the periodic ones as well. That's all you're doing, by the way. Danielle's the constant contact e-blast queen.
Thank you.
You don't want me to be a part of that. So we had some great articles added. Last Friday was Veterans Day.
Yes.
And a lot of pieces commemorating it. One of them from a special guest contributor, my favorite local author, Steve O'Connor, who wrote a column called VJ Day in Lowell, which was really cool. He actually talked about, tied in somebody he knew, talked about a famous photo from a book, a collection, and then just kind of he as great authors do, it just flowed from one photo. And Rich G wrote, Steve, your keen eye for the human angle in this photo and the music and movies of that era get to the heart of the matter, which is our evolving culture and the sentiments of the times. And that really was the essence of Steve's piece, was completely, different time. And it's, so different from where we are today, but news, traveled much more slowly. Back then, he even, mentioned how, when the attack at Pearl Harbor happened, the Lowell media sites at the time were kind of screaming, our troops are winning, our troops are winning. And we learned the sad truth shortly thereafter.
Yeah, times are certainly different than they were back then. That's for sure.
Yeah, and we're a part of it. The instant, right?
Yeah,
there, right
exactly.
Snap of a finger. Leo Dunn writes, as always, Steve's poignant and respectful words describing the greatness of his hometown are entertaining and educational. Bravo. Not the only Steve who wrote for us, Steve Panagiotakis, former state senator, one of our insiders, also wrote a Veterans Day piece called Freedom for Us, Freedom for the World, where he talked about the importance of this day and what American efforts, but also, the freedom-loving people's efforts around the world meant for our world. Raful Najem, I apologize, Raful, if I'm butchering your name, writes, wow, thank you so much for writing. I will share this in my church on Sunday morning. Thank you. God bless you.
Wow.
Perhaps, Danielle, that explains why Sunday morning the number of new users to our website kind of skyrocketed.
Yeah, that's great. I love people sharing this content and that it's striking a chord with people.
Jerry in Lowell writes, awesome read and so many wonderful stories of heroism, but Charlie Petrakis should have received the Medal of Honor as the first confirmed kills of World War II. This boy from Lowell became the man who fired the first shot for freedom by the greatest generation. I had heard, Steve Panagiotakis included the story of Charlie Petrakis, Lowell boy, Greek boy, in his Veterans Day remembrance. And I had heard the story, but, a lot of people don't realize that here was a Lowell kid at Pearl Harbor the morning of that surprise attack. And he actually, while, people generally run from danger, our troops, our first responders run towards it, and he actually grabbed a gun and started firing and took down the first Japanese plane of World War II, the first confirmed kill by a U.S. soldier. It's an amazing story, and he's remembered in this piece by Steve. He has a square right out in your old neighborhoods, the Highlands. And I lived there for a while, not too far away, but from Charlie Petrakis Square and the stone that commemorates him. But what's really touching about Steve's story is how Mr. Petrakis was very kind of reserved, matter of fact about that, didn't consider himself a hero, considered those who lost their lives as the true heroes. And to me, so many World War II veterans in particular shared that mentality of they didn't really talk about it. They didn't see themselves as heroes. They saw it as their duty. People lying about their age. I believe Patrick Cook, another one of our insiders, wrote a story about his uncle who lied at 15 years old to get into the military. They said, no, you got to be 18. And then, so, all right, when he turned 18, he went back and signed up right away. But so many people did that, 15, 16, 17-year-olds thinking, this is our duty. This is, we're fighting for freedom. And it was nice to have so many people remember them on Veterans Day.
Yeah, those were just very moving stories.
Yeah, certainly. We also had Ellen Andre, who is doing special guest contributions, one focusing on some great nonprofits in the area. And we have a podcast that will be on our website about the Matthew Polini Fund.
Excellent.
Ellen is also writing some wine columns for us. You may remember her from Tutto Bene Wine Shop in downtown Lowell, but she's calling it Winning Wines for Your Thanksgiving Table, and she put some pretty good suggestions out there. Anne-Marie Souza writes, great article. We typically go with the typical red, which is our go-to, but heavy for the meal. So we're going to give a couple of these a try.
Awesome.
Says Anne-Marie.
And they were all under $20 too. They were all like
under
very
$20.
reasonable.
Yes, winning wines for under $20, right in my budget.
I got winning wines. I was at a conference. Did you see? I won 12 bottles of wine.
Did you?
In a silent auction.
Oh, your little escape there to the mansion.
To Newport. So so I got some winning wines as well.
Were those wines under $20? Or?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Down in Newport? Probably not.
Well, they came from Maine. It was a chamber from Maine that brought them. But,
oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was a winner too.
You're always a winner.
I keep telling myself that.
At least until the end of the podcast. Denise writes about Ellen Andre's Winning Wines article. I love this. Very helpful for my upcoming Thanksgiving meal. Ellen, you are an amazing lady.
She is an amazing lady. I just adore her.
She is. She's the best.
She is.
Does so much work for nonprofits. And she actually is so knowledgeable about wines as well. I love talking wines. Between her and Jim Campanini.
You are going to become like a connoisseur.
I am.
Here. Yeah.
I am. We may have the two most wine knowledgeable people in the city.
Yes.
Actually contributing to us. We also, we gave people last week the first look at the proposed Jack Kerouac Center, which was one of our most followed articles on social media, as well as Jack Kerouac, of course, has an international following. But we got a photo from the Jack Kerouac Foundation of what an artist's rendering of what they're proposing for the old Saint Jean Baptiste Church on Merrimack Street, and it's a cool looking building. Although it got so much feedback that naturally, this being Lowell, the naysayers came out.
Yeah, there's definitely a modern twist on the building. So my grandparents and parents both got married there, which is
really?
Kind of cool. Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
So it's a spot that's near and dear to my heart.
It got me thinking, like, how would I feel if, like, the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church, the Gold Dome went defunct for whatever reason, and then rather than preserve it historically, they came in and put like a little modern twist on it. Would it bother me? It might, but I think the Kerouac thing, I looked at that and I thought that this is actually kind of cool if they can pull this vision off.
It's going to bring a lot of tourism, I think, to the area. That article got the second most views in InsideLowell history. And I think on Facebook, the shares too. I think probably the most shares that we've ever had on Facebook as well. Pointing
to the power of Kerouac.
There we go.
After all these years. John writes, so how many more years and streets will be blocked to build this addition? I notice I said the naysayers come out as well, which is okay. Yeah. John continues, how about finishing the Central Street Bridge and other construction projects before haphazardly starting another that will take a decade to complete? John, I did reply to you on the website as well, but for those who are wondering, because there were a couple of other comments about that as well. Listen, this is a private project. The Kerouac Foundation is hoping to raise funds and get this done, and I hope they're successful. Whether it comes to fruition, not, what form it comes to fruition in, will have no effect on any of the city or the state's transportation.
Won't have any effect on Central Street Bridge?
and what I'm praying is that we get the Central Street Bridge finished before the Kerouac Center, though I'm not so sure the way things are going.
I'm pretty confident that the Central Street Bridge will be finished by then.
Are you?
I'm very confident. I'm positive.
I'm starting to wonder. Just saying. Danielle, you had a couple of columns as well that got a lot of feedback. One of them about your power outage, which was everybody's power outage. Yes. Unfortunately, a huge fire that luckily didn't result in any loss of life or injury, but it took down internet throughout a good chunk of Lowell, Drake it. I know my wife mentioned that Lowell General Hospital and their offices out there, Research Place, and I think even the main campus had lost internet, which caused a disruption in the ability to serve patients and whatnot. But it caused a disruption for you.
It caused a huge disruption in my life.
You couldn't get online?
No, not even on my phone. And then I was looking at my phone, refreshing it, and Landry, who's 6, said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I don't have internet." And he goes, "Then why do you keep on doing it?"
He's a little smarter than you and I are.
I was like, first grade education, master's level education. I don't know. I think first grade's taking the cake on this one.
Yeah, so the childhood my kids will never know.
Yes.
Is kind of the piece that
that struck a chord with a lot of people.
And the what you call that one my the two were somewhat similar because your kids will never know life without
internet.
Internet. But you wrote about your blackout night and also the childhood your kids will never know, where you talk about so many other things that were great about our childhood. And Matthew, Landry, Zoe will never know.
No.
Ari and Ruby will never know. They'll look at us like we're really old, which I am. But.
We stayed in a hotel last year, and they didn't have like a smart TV, and they did not get the concept of like what's on is on. We'll put it on YouTube. I'm like, no, you won't.
What? No,
this is what's on. Thankfully, we are out of the Blippy stage.
I thought I was, except my now 3-year-old.
Yeah, you still have a couple more years of Blippy. We're done with the Blippy, thank God.
I guess it could be worse. But the childhood my kids will never know. One of our most viewed and commented on articles as well at InsideLowell.com. Kellyanne writes, "This is great." All capital letters and great, multiple exclamation points. That's how you know they really like it, by the way. If you really like one of our articles, give us, multiple exclamation points, capital letters. That gets the point out. Or if you hate them, it also gets the point out.
That's true.
As well. You brought me right back to when I was going through the same thing as a kid, Kellyanne continued. Thank you for bringing back such great memories.
I love that. Yeah, it was a fun one to go kind of think back about growing up and just the differences between the 90s and now.
I remember one time I was listening on my to my old school soft rock, and Jim Croce's Operator came on, and it kind of hit me like, my kids have no idea. They'll never know what this song is about.
Yeah,
Operator throwing a dime in a payphone, and
I know,
and
it's crazy. It was a quarter when I was a kid.
Inflation. It's probably $1 now. But Tom from Lowell also commented on that. That would be Tom Golden. The Lowell City Manager, a big fan of the childhood Danielle's kids will never know, says, "Great job, memory lane!" Exclamation points as well. So look at that. So
but no caps.
No caps. No caps. But we got 2 different exclamation points breaking up two sentences. Tom Golden is also a fan of Inside Lowell, as he should be, because we're gonna either praise him or dump on him an awful lot during his tenure as manager.
That's your job to do those types of things. I just get the fluff pieces.
Yeah, we like to stay above the fray. I know. I'm the a-hole. That's my job.
I just get to be happy.
Now, last week in our weekly recap, week in review, whatever we're going to call it, we actually asked people to help us name this podcast. Between the podcast itself and the social media posts which shared it to people, we got a ton of suggestions.
We did.
From folks all over the place. The weekly roundup, that came from Henry Marte, who is a great photographer, and many of the photos that you see posted on Inside Lowell, especially the buildings and the historical sites, those are all Henry. The weekly roundup.
All right.
Good description of it, but Henry...
If I can wear my, I don't even have any, but cowgirl boots and like a cowgirl hat, we can call it our roundup. You get my lasso.
You have like 27 pairs of boots. You don't have cowboy boots?
I used to have gold cowboy boots. They were really cute. I don't know. I remember when I went through like my minimalism thing and I got rid of like half my house.
Do I remember? Not really.
Oh, it was, yeah. I posted about every day. I did a challenge. So the first, for a month, the first day you get rid of 1 thing, the second day 2 things, the third day 3 things, all the way up to like 31st, where you get rid of 31 things. But as you're doing that, you get rid of way more. I got rid of like half the contents of my house, including the boots.
But be honest, did you get rid of something that now you wish you hadn't gotten rid of because you got so caught up in the challenge?
No. The thing is, like, anything that you haven't used for like 6 months, you probably don't need it. And then anything that's would take $20 to buy in less than 20 minutes to get rid of it.
Is that the theme?
Just get rid of stuff.
20 minutes to less than $20.
In less than 20 minutes to get, then it's replaceable, essentially. Okay. So just get rid of it. Get it out of your house. Including the cowboy boots. Now I have regret. Now I'm feeling the regret.
Yeah, you're going to have to go back online and add the cowboy boots to your collection. Marisol Nobrega, captain in the Lowell Police Force. Do I have her?
Lieutenant?
Yeah, she may have bumped up to cap. Well, she's going. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Marisol Nobrega will be the first female police chief in Lowell, and very likely the first Hispanic police chief in Lowell. Not in this next round, which, by the way, that's something that, we're going to also follow on InsideLowell.com. As manager Tom Golden has begun the kind of community input listening sessions to name Kelly Richardson's replacement, job being filled on an interim basis right now by Deputy Superintendent Barry Goldner. But he's begun that process. It will not be Marisol Nobrega this time. Well, I don't know, maybe it will. Who knows? I don't know. Does she get into the rank to do it? But mark my words, at some point in the future, Marisol will become the first female police chief in Lowell. Her idea for a podcast, by the way, Fire and Ice. Not bad.
Who's the fire? Who's the ice?
I don't know. Who's cool?
Not me.
Yeah, but are you fired? It depends.
No.
Marisol, we need you to expound on this a little bit. What is, who's the fire, who's the ice, and why? Because fire could be, fire's destructive. That could be me.
Yeah, or fire's just like spicy.
Fire's spicy. Fire's hot. It burns. Ice could be cool, or it also signifies like death. Nothing lives in ice except dinosaur bones.
Nothing lives in fire either.
Well, the devil does. Again, why I...
Wow, that was you're too quick with your answers.
This is why I'm thinking I might be the fire. By the way, I just noticed...
Am I like the ice queen?
As I was pointing to myself, why do I have my...
I wasn't actually even... I have been looking at that on you, but I didn't even realize what it was or even really think about it.
And now I butchered it. All right, now I made it even worse. All right, what the hell?
You just have to unhook it from... Well, okay. That works too.
It fell. All right. So Fire and Ice. Marisol, we need more...
we need more info. We need the deets.
Who's the fire? Who's the ice? And in what sense do you mean it? I'm pretty sure I'm the fire, though, because I know where my afterlife is going to be. I'll be dodging flames for most of it.
I'd rather be in hell than in a cold place, though.
Well, heaven's not cold.
Well, I know, but it's fire and ice, so whatever the ice is,
true.
I'd rather be in the fire. Yeah. Throw me in.
Allison Dolan Wilson, one of our insiders, recaps. There's a lot to like, was her suggestion. Allison. She also had, what goes in must come out. I'm leaving that one.
I'm done.
Allison, that's for I know this is the internet, and we can get away with an awful lot, but we're going to save that for the after hours. Maybe that will be the...
I'm sweating. I'm the fire right now.
That will be the paid subscription content right there, by law, unfortunately. Teddy and Lowell suggested Bergie and the Greek Freak.
That is my favorite, yes.
Bergie and the Greek Freak. All right, potential there. Steph on Instagram says the Lowell down instead of the low down. I think that's one.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I think that catchy. One. I'm envisioning we take some of these top suggestions in the next week or two and put them out there to a vote.
Yeah.
Of our audience, the Lowell down, I think, has to at least make the cut.
I agree. That's very clever.
Our friends at Navigation Brewery say Inside Lowell's Insiders. It's a lot of inside.
It's a lot of inside.
Inside Lowell's Insiders. George Rose, I think from Florida, Lowellian, but he was our emergency management director in Lowell for many years. He's down in Florida now, writes, Beauty and the Beast. I suggested Bergie and the Beast. That was my original suggestion. But
who's the beauty and who's the
again,
beast?
see, exactly, Bergie and the Beast.
We know that you're the beast.
Clarifies that you're Bergie and I'm the Beast.
Right. Beauty and the Beast. You could be the beauty, and I could be the beast.
That's right. There could be people with bad vision out there.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So
Exactly.
to some people, I would be beauty. To some people, you would be beauty.
Ellen Andre says, the Ted and Dan show. Dan. Of all the things I've called you through the years, never Dan.
No one's ever called me Dan. Danny, all my college friends call me Danny.
Do they?
Somebody introduced me in college as Danny, and it just stuck. So that's what they all call me. But I've never been called Dan.
Well, speaking of Dan Esdale suggests Inside Lowdown. See, so there's two in the lowdown, genre. He also suggests the Insider's track.
I kind of like that, but we're already doing the inside track for our sponsors.
So yeah, we need we need to separate the various brands. But again, keep your suggestions
Please.
coming. What should we name our
Bergie and the Greek Freak?
Bergie. Well, if we put that in the poll, that we'd probably win. But we appreciate all the feedback. We got so much. I mean, we literally, that's maybe 10% of the commentary we got on our website and social media accounts. But keep it coming. You can either leave your comments on each and every one of our articles at InsideLowell.com or on our various social media posts, because everything that we put on the website, Danielle turns around and turns into a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Do you put all of it on LinkedIn as well?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Everything's on LinkedIn.
So you can follow us on all of those. Plus, if you subscribe to our weekly e-blasts, you can also have a
nice recap right there, so that we kind of go through the top articles and what any new content. And what I love, we were talking about off air, is that there's so many people that are readers and viewers of Inside Lowell that are contributing content. They're writing articles. It's awesome to get that.
Feel free to submit something if there's a topic that you're skilled in or passionate about. Submit it to us. Send it to me, info@InsideLowell.com or Teddy Panos at InsideLowell.com. Of course, remember, sales at InsideLowell.com if you'd like to become a sponsor of the website. Why are you cringing? Is it the new camera angle and our little whiteboard, or is it just my penmanship that's
I'm not cringing. I'm not cringing.
Yeah, you woke up as soon as I turned the camera on. Today is, as you informed me,
it is
this morning,
National Pickle Day.
I used to work at a place where every day we'd learn what day it was. I had never heard National Pickle Day.
Yeah, so
let's go to camera 2 here. Right there. There you go.
So I have we talked about this last week, and Allison Dolan Wilson actually thought of a really good recommendation for this vodka, pickle flavored vodka. For those of you who didn't watch last week, Bloody Marys. That'd be perfect in there.
Bloody Mary?
Yeah.
Huh. I think it'd go like kind of a dirty martini, but in the
I would totally put this in a Bloody Mary. I love Bloody Marys
rather than the olive juice.
It smells just like.
Good. Sample it. Day drinking with Danielle McFadden.
It tastes just like pickle juice.
Does it really?
Legitimately, yeah.
I like pickles, but I don't know that I'm a fan of pickles.
Yesterday, Landry asked me for a pickle, and then he took the jar and he said, "Can I drink some of this?" And I have never been prouder. I'm like, yes, you can drink some of the pickle juice. Oh no, that's too much pickle. Oh no, you can never have too much pickle.
Not by itself. Maybe in conjunction. You might be right on the Bloody Mary thing.
It doesn't taste like vodka. That's why I like it. It tastes like straight up pickle juice.
What's the alcohol content on this? You got younger eyes than I do.
15%.
It's 15% alcohol?
By volume.
Or 15 30 proof?
No, 30 proof.
30 proof? 15.
Is that really high?
No, it's not. It's not too high, but it's high enough because these kind of these high noons or Trulies that are all the rage are anywhere from like 4 to 7%.
Oh, well, it's more than double. Yeah.
This is.
I only had a little sip for those of you.
It's it'll be empty after we turn the cameras off. Who are you kidding? Actually, you probably steal mine too. So let me move that.
I have a couple more in there. Out
of you. That could explain why you have such a hard time walking. How'd you like that for a segue, Madame President?
So is this time for the Bergie Hot Mess Express?
It is time for our weekly advice, or what we may rebrand as the Bergie is a hot mess.
Hot Mess Express.
Hot Mess Express. Okay, I like that. I'm going to jot that down.
So the office here has this step so we're in studio right here, but if you walk down, there's a step. So then there's 2 doors to get into the office. And I went out the door that we normally wouldn't go out. And I walk with a stride. Like I walk like I'm on a mission. I'm going somewhere, and yeah.
You usually are on a mission.
Yeah, my mission was to make it safely to the front door of the building. So I have my bag, and this is a honking bag of like, it's like a Mary Poppins bag, except for it's not organized and there's just a ton of crap in it. Half of it I don't need.
That's about the size of the bag, the carry-on that I took to Nashville, by the way.
It's big enough.
With the Drake and Middies logo, by the way.
This is an anchor because I'm a nautical kind of girl. All right.
Oh, I thought that was honoring me and my Drake and Middies.
I am not honoring you in any way, shape, or form.
All right.
So I'm walking out. I walk out of the door and I'm in the hallway and I'm texting and I have my bag. And there's the same step there, except for it's a step up. And there's an actual sign that says, "Watch your step." And I go flying. And I see it happening, my foot hooking onto the stair, and I go down with a thud. The contents of my bag.
And by the way, I was here earlier that morning, but I was gone when this happened. Otherwise, I really would have laughed at you.
First of all, you should have laughed at me.
I would have feigned concern. Oh, are you okay?
The thud heard around the world. And for some reason, I usually always have coffee in my hand, even if it's like I've had this thing 6 hours and there's this much left, I still will take it with me cold. For some reason, I dumped out the rest of my coffee, thankfully, or else it would have been all over me. But I had brand new tights on, ripped them. My knees are skinned still. I ruined my boots. It shaved the front part of my boots off.
I'm only laughing because you're laughing at your...
But the thing so not even a year ago, I was walking to the garage and I was texting.
I
had my big honking bag.
The common denominator.
And there was a missing brick you slow-mo. I see my foot going, like my heel going into where the brick should have been. Bam, down. I still have a scar on my knee from that. Hot Mess Express.
Did anyone see that one? This one you were fortunate that nobody saw.
The guy from the parking garage saw it.
The guy from the parking garage saw that one.
Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. Just my pride is bruised like that.
So we need to get you to do a PSA. Of course, you have those don't text and drive PSAs, but apparently don't text and walk is also...
For me.
At least for you. I will say this, in fairness... Because the next day when I was here, you were telling me the story when I first laughed at you.
I'm laughing at myself. I mean, it was dumb.
But I was not aware of that there was actually a step up there. And I've walked kind of in and out of this office, but I usually do it from a different door. So I would not have known.
And it says, "Watch your step."
Yeah, but where it is?
Yeah, it should be hanging down. Like you have to limbo under it. There should be like a stick. And the only way you can get up that step is if you limbo under the stick, and then you will not fall.
You wouldn't have seen that either, though, because your face was right down into your phone. So unless they put the sign on your phone.
I fall once a year. Once a year I take a good fall. Like without a doubt. I've fallen on the roof of the parking garage. I've fallen in the middle of John Street. I've fallen in my other office.
You fell on the roof of the garage? I didn't.
Yes, I slipped on ice. I was pregnant too. Oh yeah, slipped on ice. Boom, on my back. I am accident prone.
By the way, I butchered this off air, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully.
Oh yeah.
You're not going to be a very safe old person.
He made it sound better than like, oh yeah, basically you called me elderly.
I think I said you're not going to age well.
Oh yes, he said I'm not going to age well. Yeah.
But what I meant is, you're always afraid with my mother. We were always afraid of her falling. With my father as well, as he's gotten up there. He's had a couple of falls from him being clumsy on ice. But if you're falling, you're not even in your 40s yet.
The best.
If you're falling now, so you're 80 years old. Landry, Zoe, Milo, Adam,
You are loving this.
Whoever's around you, your brothers, Brian and Tim, please do not let this woman walk alone because she's going to kill herself.
So one of my best fall stories, I was in grad school at UMass Lowell, and I was on South Campus, and I parked, and I was crossing the street. And this was, I think, the second day of classes. And I just wipe out in the middle of the street. Like, I'm walking in the crosswalk, cars stop, and I go flying. So I have on.
Drag your feet?
I don't know.
Now I'm going to start watching you because you're doing something wrong.
So I have on khakis, which is weird to begin with. And my knees, my pants are cut. My knees are bleeding. They're bleeding through the pants. I have to go to class. I don't want people to see my bloody knee. So I'm like sitting in class. We're in a circle. I'm crossing my leg over ready to cry because I'm in so much pain. So then at the time I babysat my cousin's kids, and his daughter was like 5 years old, and she just loved this story. So one time she drew a picture of me falling in the middle of the street, and there was like circles, and I go, "What's that?" She goes, "Oh, all the change that fell out of your pocket." Like, it was like an impressionable story, like me falling and my stuff everywhere, and
wow.
I need help.
I'm going to be checking out your Gitsy. You must be dragging your feet or something. You also destroyed a pair of boots.
I've destroyed 2 pairs of boots last week. 2 pairs broke.
Well, that's just another excuse to go shopping.
I bought 4 more pairs.
Destroy 2, buy 4. Love it. But so I got to tell you, you know who likes falling? If ever there's a movie scene where somebody wipes out, or like a YouTube clip. My wife, Riley, absolutely loves. She'll laugh uncontrollably at people falling. And I remember one of the first times we went to the movie, I'm like, "You really find this funny?" She goes, "Yeah, for some reason, people falling down makes me laugh." So,
oh my God. She would love hanging out with me.
Do not fall in front of Riley because I will pretend.
I'm on my own.
I will pretend to be sympathetic. She's not even going to. Everybody has a good fall.
You're not pretending to be sympathetic. What part of you is trying to be sympathetic?
Right now, no, because now we're. But the day after, when you told me, I'm like, "Oh no!" You're like, "What happened?"
He did not say, "Oh no, what happened?" He laughed.
I fainted.
I can say this was a podcast, ass off me.
But does anybody out there in our listening audience, do you have a good falling down story? Because we've all done it.
Some more than others.
Falling on ice. Maybe not as many as Danielle, but I'd love you to respond to this. You're going to post this on social media, this podcast, but you can always comment on our YouTube channel as well. I want to hear people's falling down stories and see if we can make Danielle feel a little bit better.
I feel fine. I'm very confident in who I am. I just fall a lot. It's all good.
Poor Danielle. Anyway, thank you for being a good sport and sharing your
Can't wait to see what this week brings.
Bergie's a hot mess, the Hot Mess Express, weekly advice, whatever we want to call it. But we can't wait to see what this week brings. But we know it's going to bring an awful lot of viewers to our website and our social media accounts. Close to 7,000.
It's amazing. It was 5,000 4 days ago.
I know.
It's awesome.
All those Veterans Day pieces.
Yeah.
I think, and the Kerouac thing did the trick. Over 26,000 people in the last 90 days have seen us on Facebook and across our social media forums. So if you want to become a part of the Inside Lowell Express, the inside track, don't miss this train. Email me, Panos at InsideLowell.com or sales@InsideLowell.com. Back to our... There we go. Now it's on tape. Another sip for Danielle. Yeah.
That is.
It's too strong. It's not good. But Danielle, as always, thank you for sitting in. And
thank you for having me.
And sharing.
I'm glad I can entertain you.
I'm glad. And thank you for all your contributions to Inside Lowell. Now you got to go back and do some work as Madame President. But as Madame Insider, you are.
Madame Insider is not a good name.
Could be.
Good.
Again, for the paid service.
Wrap it up, Teddy.
We're wrapping it up. Right. Thank you to everybody for joining us. Hope you enjoy the rest of the content on InsideLowell.com. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. We'll be back soon. Till next time, everybody.